Hey everybody, hello, we're going to bring you actually something really cool. I'm going to be actually getting into a game of somebody you guys should pretty much know at the very least soon. We are going to be having Lee Ji-yoon Ayu. Lee Jun. I honestly can't pronounce that correctly. I'm not by any means Korean. However, I do know who this is. This is the Grandmaster Smurf of a Grandmaster player, UR.Ruxin from Underrated Gaming, and he is actually a seriously scary player. I mean, wow. He streams, he's a solid player. He's actually personally sponsored too by Audio Beats, I believe. Hope I'm saying that incorrectly, but we are going to be having him going up against someone that everybody pretty much knows. It's dignitas.Select. It is D-Select. Dignitas is gaming. Very strong Terran player. He's been around for a long time. He's beaten Huck in finals of MLG, especially think all the way back to that game where he defeated Huck's Halo Mothership Rush, one of the ones that made Huck pretty much famous throughout all of esports, and Select was able to take him down. He's been a mainstay on the Dignitas team for an incredibly long time, and he's a Terran player that you should really know because he's very aggressive, he's amazing at drops, and has got pretty much everybody afraid to play him. And now we get to watch him go up against in a ZVT on the Grandmaster Ladder on Cloud Kingdom, which is a very interesting map for TVZ, especially because of tanks. As this map is a great map for tanks, and TVZ, you generally always see tanks. Marine, tank, medevac is an incredibly common composition. We're also seeing that Ruksin's going to be going for the normal standard hatch first. Probably going to throw down his spawning pool pretty soon. He might actually feel like he can go for Nevermind. That point I was about to make is now moot. Let's say he might be able to go for this speedling build after the hatch first. It's a great way to get speedlings on the map very quickly and gives Zerg a faster avenue to being aggressive and to defending against Hellions. And the reactor expansion Hellion is a pretty common move also to start out for Terran. It gives a great way to control the map and to keep Zerg on two bases for as long as possible. Those Hellions provide a lot of map control, and we'll see whether or not Select will be doing it. He's about to have enough money for that factory, and he's going to throw it down, actually. It's going to be right here. Right there. Yes, it's right there. And we're probably going to see a reactor on top of this rack the second we get 50 gas. He's mining at perfectly optimal saturation with 3 SCVs. And weirdly, we were having a idle command center from Select? Is he planning on... okay. That was weird. That's a very uncharacteristic thing of a pro with the caliber of Select to not do that perfectly, but we do see that Rux is managing to get out this Overlord completely safely. Selected a great job actually searching for it. This is a very risky move because the links on the field could definitely take those out, and Select just moves him nice, keeps him on his base, and looks like Rux just doesn't have enough links to actually be able to answer that, but he kept his Overlord alive, so not really any need to. And it looks like Select will be going for the most standard reactor to Hellion expansion play in the entire world. He even did it throwing down his command center before getting down those Hellions, which is a great way to get that faster expansion. Makes the Hellions slightly later, but they're still going to function perfectly in their role of keeping the Zerg on two bases for as long as possible. So with these 6 Lings, Ruxin's not exactly going to be able to accomplish much of anything. So moving around here, these Marine is once again they're just looking for Overlords to kill. I mean, wow, he's really looking for Overlords to kill. He's done a lot of studying of this map to look where the Overlords are going to go, and that is also very risky. Those Marines are all alone across the map. These Lings are running around, but they don't have speed, and that's a pretty big deal right now. We see that Ruksin has actually managed to get 200 gas pretty much, and we see no metabugs because there's Roach worn out, and he's producing Roaches. He's 7 Roach rushing to start this game off. That is going to be really interesting, especially because Select is going for Hellions and a really fast command center, and this could hurt him a lot. Ruksin is got the ability to do anything really. His style of play is not exactly restricted. He's aggressive and scary and powerful, and that's the summation of it because he can do it in many different ways. He's one of the few Zergs out there that doesn't really mind drops. I mean, it's kind of odd to think like that. Oh god, so let's go for a 3rd command center. So Yes, let's go in for a third command center. He's the king of dropping. Ruxin's not exactly afraid to drop, and Ruxin's beginning with very early pressure and just droning up behind it. He's not going all in at all with this. He just wants to put on some pressure. He's at 20 drones now, but wait for all those guys to pop, and he's going to just go right ahead of Select within the next probably 30 seconds or something. I don't know, but it'll be quick. So now we have these 7 rushes. 7 rushed roaches moving across the map. We even have an overlord here to give vision of the high ground. Oh, and now Select's got to really be wishing that he kept that overlord pretty much restricted by killing it. Now we're freezing as SCVs are being forced to be pulled. Bunker is down. The reactor is on top of the barracks now. We see a tank coming out. That's going to help greatly against defending the rush, and in fact it's actually pretty much completely defended. We're going to see Select take a little bit of damage on his command center, be forced to lift it off even, but to be honest, Select's okay now. He's got the bunker pretty much locked tight. We're going to see one supply depot on the bottom go down. We might be able to see the reactor get targeted too. In fact, the reactor and the barracks are being targeted, and to be honest, Select's going to be fine. We've got the siege tank there. Oh, the reactor's going to get picked off. That's a nice little kill, but to be honest, Select is okay. The tank is now out. That's going to force these roaches back. He didn't manage to kill any, and that's a little unfortunate, but the damage to him was done. And let's take a look at what Ruxin's been doing. He's been droning and is now very far ahead of Select. We see that a few SCs were managed to be killed by those roaches very, very nicely, and that's really giving Ruxin a lead over Select at the start of this game. It's not going to matter too much, though, because Select's got those 3 command centers. I mean, he survived 3 orbitals, so he can definitely just snowball into a crazy, crazy economy. As of right now, we can watch as we're having the melee attacks and the carapace all being upgraded for Ruksin. He can definitely use this to get out a secure third, and he's still being aggressive with these roaches. He's lost a few more, but notice how he's still managed to kill off SCVs. He's got a total of 8 now, and Select's got siege mode, and with that, we're going to see a very quick retreat on these roaches, because we're going to see this one probably get targeted down. It's actually hit by the roaches, by the Hellions, I mean. But now we're having this one roach going to start trying to take out SCV. Doesn't even manage to. We're actually seeing SCV. One of these guys has got a kill. Don't know who it is. I want to find them because I love seeing SCVs that have kills. Just for any worker, drones. There we go. We have the SCV with the kill present. And we have double E-base at the front along with a bunker. So Select is really wary of the fact that he's vulnerable to attacks at this point in time from Ruksin. So with this in the front, Lings are not going to be too good. Roach is going to get hit by the siege tank, and basically Select's good against everything, including most baneling hits. Because take a look at the spread of these tanks and where they can explode. Select can easily target fire the banelings. They won't be able to actually engage, and this is a lot of meat to break through in comparison to the supply depots that literally have half the health, actually less than half the health of the eBays. But his double upgrades are more than on the way. The lair is only just now about to complete. The third is just now being taken as well. So Ruksin is actually just doing standard timings. The reason why I'm saying it's late is because of the fact that he had the opening to take it for a little bit of time, considering the damage he was doing with those roaches, the amount of damage that he's done economically specifically. 9 SCVs is a pretty healthy delay on Terran's strategy, plus the delayed mining time on that natural expansion, and the fact that Select was forced to repair and pull SCVs off the line just in general for so long to repair these buildings. There's a starport. We've got reactors going down in the starport as well as the barracks. And it's kind of an interesting move by Select to go to build the starport, build the reactor with the starport as opposed to just building it on something else and then lifting off the starport to get those medevacs even faster. But Select's just going to build it there and float out his command center and take out that third base. But this, oh, that's obnoxious. This Zerg is going to die. There we go. It falls. Should be enough to see that this third is going down, though. So Ruksin should realize that timing, and he's got to be a little bit peeved at the fact that his third is pretty much the exact same timing of this third and arguably behind, because Select had the command center bringing down SCVs and mules for just so long. This is a lot of lings moving around. If these lings can actually get into that mineral line and deal damage, that would be very unfortunate. Select does have siege tank, but that will help the lings deal damage to these SCVs and mules. We're going to see a wall coming in here with those supply depots, but as of yet, it's just macro. We see drones. We're now up to 67 drones for Ruksin, which is great, especially considering Select's fast 3 command centers. These lings are kind of waiting to get that ripe time to move in. Notice the R11, where you even seen that an infestation pit is getting the pathogen glands And there's no Spire I don't see yet. We're seeing him going for the Infestors instead of the Spire. He may want to switch into Broodlords after this, or even Ultras. As I do know that Ruksin is a big fan of Ultras. And the thing is, Infestors and Melee and Carapace upgrades lead in directly to all those. It leads directly into Broodlords as well as Ultras, because the Broodlings and the Ultras all benefit from those melee attack upgrades. It's actually incredibly so, and Broodlings are really the main DPS guys for the Broodlords. The actual attack itself doesn't do all that much in comparison to the Lings. Especially if we see cracklings coming in, because we already are watching as this lair is beginning to morph into a hive at 14 minutes in. That's a pretty quick hive, to be honest. And we're actually watching as the Spire is being morphed, so actually you're going to be looking for Broodlords coming in, because this is that timing you hit. The Spire, look at this, 100 seconds. We look at the hive time to make 100 seconds. It's perfectly timed out to get the Spire finished, and the Greater Spire morphing, no, the hive finishing and the Greater Spire morphing, and then you can build Corruptors, and the Greater Spire finishes, and you have Broodlords on the way already. It's a hugely powerful time to hit for Zerg, and it looks like Ruksin may hit this perfectly. Select right now is just trying to macro up, but look at his starport. It's not exactly the oldest starport. We see that there's only been 2 medevacs produced, and Select's going to use them to drop. This is a great timing because it's really hard for Terran to get out Vikings in time, and so Select is working on his 2/2 bio upgrades, but he's got no Ghost Academy, he's got no capacity to nuke the Broodlords or something odd like that. If you doubt he'll go for the Sniper out, considering that got nerfed very hard against those Broods, but Select's not going to have a very easy time getting down the Vikings. Ruksin has his bottom right base done. Once he starts mining there, that will be his 5th base, and we're watching as Lings are streaming across the map, as it looks like there's a drop here, and oh, Ruksin is so aware of his vulnerabilities. Select does know about this. It looks like he scouted before, and Ruxin's just basically keeping Lings here to be completely safe. We're actually having a double move down here. We're waiting for the stim on these Marines to run in, but there's a few Lings here. But this is actually not enough Lings at either base, to be honest. They're going to see Select moving in, 3-pronged attack. There we have this drop moving in, and that's going to draw off so many Lings. These guys are moving down as well. No issues at all with those Lings there. These Marines and all that are moving down there. These guys have been shut down. But now we're going to watch the Selects even reinforcing here with more Marines and more tanks. Now we're starting to see him siege up, and there's the scan to take down all those creep tumors. This will be taken out as well. We're seeing Select taking a nice position, but now we're going to have those Lings streaming in. All those guys are spread out nicely, but look at how many Lings there are. They're getting an immediate surround on so many units, and Select, he's going to barely be able to push back Ruxin's defense, but still, that was a nice bit of damage. Ruksin is now being forced to pull back, but here's what we were waiting for. Those Broods are coming into play now. The Infestors have made their slow way across the field, and now we're going to see the delay game being played by Ruksin. He's lost that bottom right base from that drop before, and these Broodlords are going to be pivotal in making this defense, and oh, this is going to be a very dead medevac. We're watching as it's slowly getting fungled away. Now we're watching as 2 infested Terran will be more than enough. One more fungal, or no? Nice awareness of that, just a little bit of knowledge. Slice has now taken down a few more creep tumors over here, but he's also preparing for another double pronged attack. He's going to go ahead and take out more creep, take out those overlords, maybe, but actually, nah, he's not going to. Not target fire on them. It's just dead Marines, just dead humans against the Zerg and everything. But look at his position for those tanks. This is a Zerg's nightmare, but hey, look at the Terran's nightmare. We got Broodlords moving in, forcing the unsiege. One tank is now down. Watching as these guys are being taken. Select isn't pushing back his tanks. He's sieging up once again. He's preparing to just commit to this push, but he's now lost almost all of his tanks for free. In fact, he's about to lose them all. Yeah, that's a Broodling surround. Those tanks are dead. Now Select is pretty much strictly on Marines. He has begun to reduce those Vikings, but notice his count's not exactly high, because if you look at the unit station, it's a 1 Viking. 1 Viking is nothing. 1 Viking is absolutely nothing. This medevac's trying to return home, but here we're having a whole lot of Marines. We see them pushing forward. We're going to see that the warning's going to be given, but looks like the Lings are hanging back. Something was taken out there because we had a bunch of Broodlings over there. But now we're going to watch as this entire mineral line is getting decimated. Those Corruptors are just gone. Huge fungal. Oh, that's a massive fungal. That is an amazing good fungal. Select has a lot of medevacs, but he can't cover every one of those Marines, and that is horrible for Select. That is a whole lot of presence, micro capabilities, and just general efficiency that Select just lost out on. His medevacs are going to their death down here, but Select's also attacking again. I told you he's aggressive. I was not lying when I said that. We haven't seen him stop attacking. Notice how this is really the second big push that Ruksin has been trying to do. Select is going to try and push at the same time as this, but splitting up the army for Select is going to definitely help Ruksin. So there's that wall now officially broken down. We're watching as this bunker is going to get hit by both the Siege Tank Splash and those, but Select isn't going to try and defend this. He's going to go ahead and attack into this bottom middle base, the third base of Ruksin, and Select's going to go ahead and maybe just transition into losing, because right now Ruksin is doing quite well. This spawn crawler is actually serving to get a few kills on those Marines. It's not going to get another one before everything gets healed, but check this out. 9 broods are what's sieging over here. Select right now is at 5 Vikings, and he's now supply block. He's losing all the supply depots that were part of his wall. He's continuing to be aggressive though. Spines are in play. Great siege tank placement down here too, making a lot of damage being taken by. I mean, the thing is, as great as Select is doing, look at the food counts right now. He is supply blocked, unable to produce, and his money is still somehow magically low. But now we're having the Corruptors taking down some more of those Vikings. Once those Vikings are down, these Marines at the bottom are taking down those broods. That is a nice one by Select, and all of a sudden, Select is really making this a tight game. But there's still a lot of Lincoln Infestors. We see Infested Terran being spawned at the top. There's still a Broodlord over there. These guys could also start being morphed. Looks like Ruksin barely has enough money to go for that, but we're watching as, Fungal. Ruksin Fungal that. That would be an amazing, amazing Fungal. He doesn't have the energy. His Infestors are completely out of energy, and this drop has been taken care of by those Lings, as right now we're watching as all the SCVs on hold position 2. That is a pretty big deal right now, as, it's just it. All of a sudden we just see a ton of SCVs just going down, and Select is looking quite the worse for wear, as his natural is about to get hit by Corruptors. And that's a bad sentence to say. His natural is getting hit by Corruptors. That shouldn't happen, because Corruptors attack air, and that means your command center had to lift off, and no Terran wants that. And now we're seeing it continuing to burn down. Select's trying to fight some more. He's got all his SCVs in play. He's even returning the medevacs from that failed drop. It was actually a pretty good drop, but it did get shut down. That was kind of the last hope of Select. I mean, I hate to call it, but look at this. Look at the minerals that are left in this base. It's got one patch over here that's actually got a little bit of stuff, but there we have Infestors running forward all their own accord. But we do have, the GG. The GG. So that's the GG. I have to say that was a pretty cool game. Ruksin definitely impressed me. Taking down Select is not easy. If any of you guys have actually seen his ladder win percentage, it's obscene. Absolutely obscene. It's like is 70, 75, maybe even 80, I don't remember. But that high percentage is ridiculous. The safety, the precision, the skill, the versatility that shows is godly. And Select got taken out by Ruksin, which is really, really awesome to see. So Ruksin wins a nice game. Hope you guys enjoyed that for watching. And I guess you really should be taking a look out for UR Gaming. That's Ruxin's new team. Dignitas is pretty established, and looks like they got a nice competitor. So hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. Hearts to you all.